Hey, it's Chris. I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to play Smash Bros Brawl today. So, I'm playing with the GameCube controller right now. There's 3 controllers overall. There's a GameCube. You can use a Wii remote and a nunchuck, or you can use a thing called the classic controller. After I do this, I'm going to go through the Wii controls really quick, but right now I'm doing the GameCube. So, I'm this guy right here. This is Link. First thing you know about Smash Bros Brawl is it's only 2D, so you don't need to worry about depth. You're only going to be moving left, right, up, and down. And to go through the controls, left stick is how you're going to be moving, left and right. You can push up to jump, or you can hit the Y button to jump, or the X button to jump. So all 3 of those are going to do the same thing for you. To attack, the whole objective is to, these are all opponents right now, they're not moving because I told them not to, but the whole objective is to knock these people off. You can either knock them off the side, or you can knock them off the top of the screen or the bottom of the screen. You'll see a little percentage next to their name increasing every time I hit them. The higher that gets, basically, the farther they're going to fly. That's the percent of damage they've taken. So eventually, if I just keep hitting Jigglypuff enough, eventually she's going to fly off the edge, or off the top of the screen, or fall to her death on the bottom of the screen. So, to move, or I say you use the left stick, you also use the left stick to do different kinds of attacks. Just hitting the A button is your regular kind of attack. And this is going to change a little bit for each character, but the idea behind it is the same. You use A to do your regular attack. If you point up, he's going to do an upwards attack. If you point down, he's going to attack pretty low. If you're moving to the left and you do an attack, he'll kind of slide and attack. If you slam on the left stick and then hit A, that does a power attack like that. You can also hold A and do that. So basically, to attack regularly, just move the left stick around where you want to go and hit the A button. Now each character also has special attacks. For Link, if you're standing still and you just hold B, he's going to shoot this bow. If you hold down on the left stick and hit B, he pulls out a bomb. Up and B does this, and if you're jumping, you can do that and go up even higher. And pointing to the side with the left stick and hitting B, he throws this little boomerang thing. There you go. And he does that. So, like I said, the special attacks are going to change a little bit for each character, but the general idea behind it is you're going to move the left stick where you want it to go, and you're going to hit the B button to do special attacks, and you're going to hit the A button to just do a regular attack. And the whole objective is to get the damage of your opponents up to a point where they go flying off the edge of the map. So, moving on from that, you also have grapples. For Link, if you hit this is the Z button on the GameCube controller, he'll kind of grab them and then you can do some damage. You can also kick him off by holding left, or if you want to send him right, hold right with the left stick. So basically all your attacks are going to be you doing something with the left stick and then hitting a button in whatever direction you want it to go. It's very simple and very intuitive once you get used to it and start doing it. So that pretty much takes care of the controls for the GameCube controller. If you're using the Wii remote, you're going to be set up with a nunchuck. So that nunchuck, that left stick, is basically going to be exactly the same as the left stick on the GameCube controller, and then you'll have an A button on the Wii remote. That'll set you up the same. And pretty much everything is basically what we just went over from there. The B button on the Wii remote is on the back, it's the trigger. So there you have your A and B buttons. B does the special attacks like this, and A does the regular standard attacks like this. So everything will be the same with that. Now when you're moving, if you just hold in one direction, he'll kind of do this run. If you slam on the stick, he'll do this dash, and they'll move faster. So you can do that if you really need to get somewhere. Now you can see the 2 Jigglypuffs up there are higher up than I am. They're on platforms. And the way platforms work is you can go through the bottom of them. So I could do this and be up here. if you just push down on the analog stick, you'll drop through them. So these are kind of like semi-permeable. You can enter them from bottom. If you hold down, you can go down through them from the top. That's how the platforms work. Let's see if I can knock one of these off. You'll notice some characters can float, like Jigglypuff. If you have a character that does that, you just keep tapping A, and that's how you just kind of float back to safety like that. Because if Jigglypuff were to fall here, if you fall off the bottom of the map, you lose a life. Alright, so there, I got the damage high enough that Jigglypuff just flew off the side of the map. You can go, remember, you can go off the side, you can go off the top, or you can go off the bottom. Either way, you're just trying to stay on the map basically and keep your damage down. So, there are a lot of items in Smash Bros Brawl. There are, I think, 49 or something. There's a ton of items. Basically, you can pick these up. They're going to randomly drop when you're playing in a match. You have things like barrels. There's also crates. You're really slow when you pick these up. You pick all items up just using A. Just walk up to them and hit A and you'll pick them up. And then hit A again if you have something like a barrel and it'll throw it. And I need someone here to stop it so I can show you. If I bring the barrel back. There. You'll see that once the barrels hit something and explode, they'll drop items themselves. Same with crates. They're going to drop items too. Party balloons are another kind of container item. Same with capsules, which are these little pink and white things. That one held a bomb, so it exploded, but basically those are all the same. They're all just container items. You can get a rolling one, which will roll away on wheels. The party ball, this explodes up here. Items come out. They're all basically the same, all the containers. This, with the party ball drop, this is food. If you consume this, it'll take away a little bit of your damage percentage. There are other items that'll take away damage percentage too, like the heart, or there's a tomato you can get. Those will all, here they are. This is what those two look like, the tomato and the heart. The heart, I believe, takes away 100 damage, and the tomato takes away 50. Here's some more food. Food takes away varying amounts. I don't think you can get food to take away as much as the tomato or the heart, but they'll take away a little bit of damage. Those are all kinds of food. There's the metal box. And so now, when you pick up the metal box, you'll become metal. And basically, you just don't get knocked around as easy. Like if I had a high damage right now, they'd have a tough time knocking me off the map. And so that's about all that does for you. It's limited. Go through some more items. You don't want to pick up the poison mushroom. It's going to make you tiny. So just try to avoid that if you see it. There are some items like the poison mushroom, the super mushroom, and the star where you don't even have to pick them up. They just touch you and you automatically get the item effect, whatever it is. In this case, it made me small. Here's the super mushroom. Jigglypuff got it, and now Jigglypuff is huge. Which, again, kind of like the metal, it basically makes you hard to knock off. Even if you've taken a lot of damage. So all the items really revolve, and all the attacks really revolve around the objective of you're trying to knock your opponent off. If you're flying off the edge, you can double jump. I should have mentioned that earlier. You can hit the jump button and do a double jump. And then you also, if you do your special attack, so up and B, you'll jump even higher. So if I was to go flying off the ledge, I would have to jump back. Well, I would do this. That's basically as high as Link can jump. and you're trying to stay on the ledge. Again, if you're someone like Jigglypuff who can fly, Jigglypuff's just going to keep tapping A and fly back. All other characters pretty much have to do some sort of combination like this to try to stay on the map. We'll try to go through some of the characters later. Back to the items. Here's the star, and Jigglypuff picked it up, so now Jigglypuff's completely invincible. Takes no damage, doesn't get knocked back, nothing. It is just completely fine. The timer slows time for everybody except you. So now everybody's going in slow motion, and I'm just running around beating shit out of them. And now it's back to normal. Do the lightning. Everybody gets struck by lightning, becomes small. If you ever played Mario Kart, that basically does that thing, where it makes everybody small. Warp Star. This one is a little trickier to explain. So if you go and pick this up, what you're going to do is you're going to fly into the air, and then you're trying to direct it with the left stick. So you're basically going to come flying down and do damage wherever you land. But once you pick it up, it's a little tricky to maneuver around. But if the enemy you want to hit is on your right, you're basically going to grab this and just hold to the right and try to hit them with it. And it does a crap ton of damage if you manage to land a hit with it. A lot of items are like this in that you pick them up and they basically launch stuff. So this, I pick it up with A. I just keep hitting A, and it just keeps launching those things. When it runs empty, hit Z to throw it, and you can get some damage for throwing it. It doesn't have to be empty either. You can throw any item you've picked up just by hitting Z, and you can throw it in a direction with the left stick. Here's the fire flower. This, you hold A, you light people on fire. Pretty straightforward. Does some damage. You can throw it like anything else. Ray gun. Same as any other item you pick up and shoot. You just keep shooting them. Hit an A button again. Pretty much the same for every item. Just pick it up with A. If it's something you use continuously, just keep hitting A to use it. Throw it with Z. This one is basically, you can charge it up holding A, and it launches these giant things, or you can tap A and just fire it normally. I'll show you that again. So you pick it up with A, charge it up with it by holding A. It'll automatically fire once it's fully charged, or you can just shoot it regularly just by tapping A. Beam sword. Pick people up, whack them with it. Same thing as before, just keep tapping the A button. The hammer. Golden hammer. The hammers are awesome. They are basically the best thing you can get in Smash Bros. As you can see, it is just wrecking everything. So if you ever see a hammer, do literally everything in your power to get it. It doesn't even matter what you have to do, just try to get the hammer. And if someone has the hammer, just get the hell away from them, because you're not going to do anything to them and they're just going to straight wreck you with it. So that was the golden hammer. There's also just the regular hammer. Not as effective, but still, if someone has a hammer, just get the hell away from them. That's also another one. I don't think you can even throw it down once you have it. The fan, kind of worthless. It's like everything else. You pick it up. Julia is
my favorite.
Julia is a huge fan.
You just did it. You make people your bitch. You just smack them.
You could say she is a fan of the fan. So Julia really likes it. I think it's quite worthless, but you can beat the snot out of people with it with A, like everything else. Throw it with Z. All these items, if you don't know what something is, pick it up with A and try to hit someone with it or shoot something at someone with it. In both cases, you hold A, or you hit A, sorry. You hit A to do it. So that's, I mean, just to give you the brief overview of what you're doing with items. I'm going to go through them anyway, so you'll kind of have an idea of what gets dropped, but they're all pretty self-explanatory. The bat, you go up and you whack them with it. This is one, remember back to where if you don't have an item and you hit left or right on the analog stick and then A, you do this power attack. When you have the bat, if you do this power attack and you time it right, you will beat the crap out of whoever it is, and I think it's an insta-kill every time. I can't manage to hit it right. Yeah, but if you do it right, it'll destroy him. Here's a flower. You can beat the snot out of people with it. Star Rod. You can charge this up like the one we saw previously. Just another item. You beat the crap out of them with it. You hit A, you can hold A and charge up a hit. You'll get used to using these items. Just pick them up and start hitting people with them. Banana peel. That does what you would think. And makes someone fall. But they're not walking. Ah, there we go. Whatever. Close enough. That brings up a good point, is you will never be affected by your own items you throw down. The Bob-omb is a really powerful item. If you don't pick it up in a set amount of time, it'll automatically start walking. You want to stay away from it. It explodes and does a lot of damage. If you hold it too long, it will also explode, so be careful of that. Let me see. Yeah, there. It's starting to pulsate, and now it blew up. So you have, this is like an item you want to throw at people. You have items you hit people with, and you have items that just kind of help your character. Make them bigger, take away some damage, you know, something like that. The bumper, once this gets thrown, anybody that touches it is going to get knocked back. It's super annoying. It's probably my most hated item next to the fan. Just to make Julie mad again. The gooey bomb sticks to people. Same as other bombs, but now it's going to stick to Jigglypuff and explode. EQ Nut, another item you just want to throw. You'll see it stun Jigglypuff. Mr. Saturn flies around. I'm actually not sure about Mr. Saturn. He has always been a mystery to me. I'll look him up real quick. Yeah, apparently it just says he's good at breaking shields. You can shield using either of the right or left trigger buttons on the GameCube controller. On the Wii controller, that's going to be B, it looks like. So that's just the back trigger of the Wii remote. And if someone's shielding, I guess throw Mr. Saturn at him. He looks really goofy. That's a fun bonus, I guess. Freezy. Freezes whoever you throw it at, if I manage to throw it at someone. There you go. Jigglypuff's frozen. So as you can see, all the items have pretty self-explanatory names, but you're not going to see the names when they drop. So you're going to want to kind of recognize what they look like. Green shell. This, well, there's nothing to enclose it in here, but if it's an enclosed area with walls on both sides, the green shell is going to bounce back and forth and be super annoying because it's just going to constantly go back and forth and it'll just knock you wherever it wants if you get hit by it. Hothead, same deal as the shell, basically, but it's going to run around and light things on fire. Oh, there he is. He's coming back. Doing damage. There he is again. Moving on to the pitfall. Let me bring it back here. This one kind of changes based on the status of your opponent. If they're just on the ground and they get hit with it, they're going to get buried in the floor. If they're in the air, which maybe I can make the bots start jumping and show you what it does. Okay. It just kind of does that little smash effect and does damage. And I need to quit jumping because that is super annoying. Okay. Next item, motion sensor bomb. This is a mine, basically. You throw it on the ground, I will make him walk, and when Jigglypuff walks over it, it's blown up. Smart bomb. It's another bomb that's just a huge bomb and grows and makes everything explode. Just pick these things up and throw them at your opponent. Smoke bomb. There you go. Not really helpful, to be honest, but there you have it. Spring does what you expect it to. You go jumping in the air. Oh, that's super annoying. I should have done the spring last. Whatever. There, we can get rid of that. Team healer. These are badges. I don't really want to worry about those. Bunny hood. You're going to be able to jump more. Soccer ball. Oh, you also run really fast when you have the bunny hood on. The soccer ball you just kind of knock around. I think it'll do damage if I knock it into them. You get this spiky looking thing, Naira. I don't know how to pronounce that, but okay, Dragoon parts. If you collect all of these, you get to fly in this Dragoon machine. And there we go. You get to call in a missile. Well, I guess you don't really call it. You are the missile. Basically, if you get all those parts, if your screen looks, hit A to pick it up, like everything else. Let me collect all the parts. There are 3 parts. You collect them all, your screen will turn like this. Point yourself at some enemies, hit A, you're gonna fly in and knock the snot out of them. Blast box. It explodes if you hit an enemy. Which I can't because they're all up there. There we go. Okay, so the Smash Ball. These are going to be moving around like you see when you get them. You really want to get these next to the hammer. This is one of the best items. Each character has a special finish, and the Smash Ball is going to let you use that finish. So you see now I'm this glowing dude because I have my special finisher. Beat the snot out of him first. And there is the finisher. So, when you get a Smash Ball, you need to go and you need to hit it enough to where it breaks and you get the finisher. Once your person's glowing, you're gonna hold B close to an enemy. I can't hit it to save my life. You're gonna hold B next to an enemy and just keep holding it basically, and just watch them get wrecked by your finisher, and my special ball floated away because I suck. Yeah, they're pretty hard to get because if you saw the move it did, it's really powerful. There we go. Okay. So I'm glowing now. It's pretty hard to miss when you have your finisher. Your character looks like this. And you go up to enemies, hold B, and just keep holding B, and keep holding it, and then they just blow up and die, basically. So then we're back to the beginning. So there you have all your items. There's a lot of items. It's kind of confusing at first. If it's something like a crate or a capsule or a barrel, you pick it up and throw it at someone. And if it's not a bomb, it will have items in it. And then you can pick up those items and use them. I'm going to go back to one I think I missed. Pokeball. This, if you don't have to hit someone with it, even if it just lands, a random Pokemon will come out and do something. This guy's not helped me a lot because no one's down here to fight with me. But if Jigglypuff was, man, I'll start making walk. And he went away. So basically, pick up items, and if it doesn't immediately do anything to your character, hit A, and that's either something you're going to whack them with or shoot them with. And I don't know who this guy is, but he looks scary, but he's not doing anything to anyone. So sometimes the Pokeball not really helpful. Sometimes it's awesome. Yeah, this one's pretty helpful. So you can't, if you throw the Pokeball, these things can't hurt you. I'm invulnerable to them right now because I'm the one who threw the item. That's the same with motion sensor mines and stuff like that. The things you are vulnerable to, if you throw a bumper or a shell or like a bomb, all those can still blow you up. Sandbag, you hit this guy, he drops food. And there goes the sandbag. So, that covers pretty much all the items. I'm going to switch characters now so I can try to show you some of the different moves. Yes, that's all good. Cool, we got a trophy. Good deal. Let's be Mario. And let's go back to the same place. So I'm going to actually make Jigglypuff fight back. So I'm just using A right now and using the left stick to move around and Y to jump. You can use Y, X, or up. I find it easiest just to use the Y button to jump around. Use B to do your special moves. If you're Mario, for example with Link, if you were standing still and you hit B, he'd shoot the bow. With Mario, if you do the same thing, he's going to shoot these fireballs. Down and A, do left and B and do some special attacks. His up and B looks like that. So if I was falling off the ledge, I'd do double jump and then up and B, and that's about as high as Mario can jump. So your whole objective throughout all this is just stay on this ledge. Try not get really high damage, because then someone will punch you and you'll go flying. And if you're falling off the edge, get used to the double jump and whatever character you're using special move to try to get back up to the ledge. Is the whole idea behind it. It's a little easier because you're not going to have to worry about moving in a 3D space, but things are going to be moving very quickly, so you're going to have to get used to that. So that's about it. Good luck. I hope you like Brawl more than any other game, because it's the best game, and the fan sucks.